Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of the Simfly Guy channel's Idaho Backcountry Tour. Today, we're going to go back and add in some stops that we didn't quite have right the first time. So today, we're going to repair some of those things. Recording stop number 3.5 here, so right before stop 4, which originally was Graham. We're going to add in from Pine. We actually want to go direct up to Weatherby. So today's stop, Pine to Weatherby. Let's take a look at what that's going to look like. Flip this over real quick and let's go flat here. This is the South Fork. Oh, wow. Get that out of there. We don't need that. And we don't need that. Okay. South Fork of the Boise River. So if we take off out of Pine here, we're going to make a kind of a takeoff downhill here, turn right around and head back up the South Fork. And we're going to take this all the way up to Featherville. When we get to Featherville, you're going to see all these tailings, and this is a pretty telltale sign that we're in Featherville. We're going to follow those up this way, and this is the Feather River. So we're going to go up that ways a little bit. When we get up here, we're going to start looking for, and we're going to need to be climbing as well. So let me turn this just a little bit. We're looking up maybe like that, and Steel Mountain. So what we're going to want to do is go up to that notch in Steel Mountain. So we're going to depart the Feather River, just start climbing here. And what we're going to do is we're going to get into this notch right here, and we're going to enter what I call the bobsled run approach down into Weatherby. So we'll just come down here. This is really a hot creek. And you can kind of see we can come down through here, and we'll be meandering our way down, keeping our airspeed under control. And right at the base of Hot Creek there, where it runs into the middle fork of the Boise River, we'll be right here at Weatherby. So normally, this is going downhill here. We would normally come out here around and then land this way. Since we're going to be coming down the bobsled run, we're going to jump right on in there and just land downhill. We should be able to make it. It'll be the more fun and challenging way to do it. It's not what you'd probably do in the real world. So anyway, kind of a cool little path in there that I discovered recording the Simfly Guy's backcountry tour. So going through this thing and making it into a bush trip, is actually able to take a look at the routing that I originally did and I think improve upon it a little bit and have a little bit more fun with it. So today that's our route. Jump back out here and we're going from Pine to stop number 3.5, Weatherby. See it right there. There's Weatherby and here's Pine. So this is our path today. Down the bobsled run and into Weatherby. Stop number 3.5. Let's go ahead and jump at the plane. Get started.
TAWS system test. Okay. TAWS system test. Okay.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too.
Let's go ahead and get ourselves going here. Flip on some lights. And clear prop. Okay, let us get underway here. We know the way, fortunately, to Weatherby and then Graham, so we're gonna at least we know we can get into Weatherby. So, do you know the way to that? Pretty much pilot edge and dead reckoning. So. takeoff flaps in. Ourselves leaned up for our trip here. Oh, look at that. De Havilland Beaver is a beautiful airplane. One of the benefits of, oh, we got some traffic up there. I wonder if they're coming in here or not. Not sure how high they are, but we'll go ahead and make our calls here. Okay, Pine traffic. This is November 107 Bravo Romeo departing runway 16 Pine. And Pine traffic, November 107 Bravo Romeo, turning out to the north. We'll take a left turn out to the north. Pine traffic. There's Pine. Now we'll just follow the South Fork of the Boise River up towards Featherville right now. Should be pretty straightforward. Well, you guys, a great day here to fly, and I'm again, this is just a little bit of an update to our original journey. So we're replacing our stop number 4. We're adding a couple of extra stops in here in the area. So this will actually be stops 3.5, 4, and 4.5. So Graham wasn't enough. It was really cool strips we were missing overflying, but we're going to actually go into them. So first one here again, Weatherby US Forest Service Airstrip with a really cool approach into there. We'll land downhill, which isn't normal, but just the way we're going to come in today, we're going to make that a fun approach, a little more challenging, and probably in reality you would be landing, you'd land uphill, but we are going to land downstream. And here we are, just following again the South Fork of the Boise River up towards Featherville. There's Anderson Dam Reservoir behind us there. As we follow that from Smith Prairie, we're heading off now into some deeper mountains and backcountry strips. First few are just a little bit of a warm-up. Now we're getting a little more serious, and we'll get into some more mountainous terrain, a little bit more complicated strips to get into. Nothing too challenging here for our de Havilland Beaver, but I'm going to go ahead and keep the manifold pressure up a little bit there. Our speed going. And as we follow along the Boise River, South Fork. Really interesting terrain changes from Boise into Idaho City with just a little bit of hills. Smith Prairie, very interesting. That's quite a different terrain there with that plateau surrounded by a little bit of mountains, but also the drop off to the canyon for the South Fork of the Boise. So interesting terrain there. Pine, very cool, being approached right over the reservoir. That's kind of a neat strip, but now we're getting back into it. One thing that I am doing right now is these strips, I am turning them into an actual bush trip. So I've already released bush trip number 1. Maybe some of you guys have seen that on flightsim.to. I am also going to release some videos coming up on the tools that I use to create those flight plans, to create the bush trips, even modify them once they're created. There's some parameters there that you can use. So I think we're here. This looks like Featherville. Yeah, so we're gonna go this way, follow this up to the north, and then I think if I look off to the left there, that real big peak to the left mountain, that would be Steel Mountain, I believe. So we're going to be heading up to Steel Mountain, and the first stop, Weatherby, is going to be on the back side of that one. Now, to make this more interesting, I'm starting to climb now, so we are going to have to do some pretty good climbing here. So I need to get more serious with it. But yeah, we do have quite a bit of climbing. There'd be other ways to get in there, going around Steel Mountain to the left there. Not as much fun, so I'm not doing that. But this particular way we're going to take into Weatherby will, allow us to, some terrain and some kind of canyons to follow it right into Weatherby. So it'll be, very easy to get there without getting lost. Right now, let me take a look back. Yeah, that's Featherville. So yep, we're starting our climb now. This is important. We're going to head for Steel Mountain. We're going to really kind of go towards the notch up there near the top of Steel Mountain. So there's start climbing right now. And again, this is some significant climbing, so hopefully we'll actually make it. I haven't been climbing as hard up first, but so you can see the little notch that's up towards the top, and we have a cloud that we're gonna have to kind of go through right here. It doesn't look too serious, but that is, I believe, the point we're looking for. I don't think it's this larger notch to the right. I think I want to be up closer to Steel Mountain, but just right of the peak of it. We'll kind of make sure we keep an eye on that as we get a little closer. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Let's see if we can't see Weatherby. So there's Weatherby up there. That's where we're eventually headed. And you can kind of see we're kind of headed right toward it now. But yeah, I think it's straight ahead there, that first little notch to the right of Steel Mountain. That is, I believe, the way we want to go. And what this is going to do is, again, it's going to take us in what I would call like sort of a bobsled rundown into Weatherby. I'm going to see if I can do these from memory as well, from some of the flight planning I did for the bush trip. I don't have those waypoints plugged in here, obviously, but I'm hoping that I can recognize the terrain and make the right turns where I need to. The first two stops I'm pretty confident about. The getting into Atlanta, without just going direct, guys, I don't, direct is not necessarily that fun in my book. So We'll see. Now, maybe it's that notch to the right. I don't know. That might actually be it. Yeah, that might be it. Right there. I think that's it. And what we'll need to do is control our speed coming down there then. I think we've made it. Yeah, that's it right there. Straight ahead that notch. Okay. Steel Mountain. Beautiful terrain out here, man. Wow. Alright, here we go. Start our descent down using what I'm calling the bobsled run. Try to keep us at the top of the arc. Not wanting us to speed up too much as we go down here. Wow, look at that cool looking mountain. Jeez. We're getting closer now, so I'm going to keep the power coming out just a little bit. We want to be getting slowed up a bit now because we will have to be ready to just actually land, so a little bit more flaps now. And it is getting steeper here too, so I'm pulling back some power, and we're going to add a couple steeper banks here. Time of day is not great for this. We're just about to the kind of upslope end of the runway here at Graham, so, or I'm sorry, at Weatherby. I don't know, I don't see it quite yet. There it is. I think that's it right there. I got full flaps in. Power is coming out. Remember, this is a downhill approach here, so we'll have to get on it real quick. We cannot float too long here, so taking the flaps out right now. Well, we made it.